Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm at deer camp again. It's that time of year, and I just shot my buck for 2022 and wanted to tell you a little bit about that. I nicknamed him the Backyard Bully, and we'll get to the backstory now. So, this year, I had a lot of good shooters on camera. I mean, the trail cameras were full of good bucks during the summertime, and I'll insert a bunch of pictures now. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of good slammers and hammers on there, man. I mean, I was really excited for this season, and man, I thought it was going to be a really good year for me. A lot of good shooters there, and well, those deer were in the area, of course, all summer long, because everything's green. They can eat whatever they want. And this year we had like almost zero acorn crop, and pre-scouting here for the season, man, it was looking pretty slim, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and I thought, you know what, just keep going to the good areas. You know they're there. They are there, and they are there somewhere. But they weren't concentrating in the areas that I thought they'd be in because the no acorns. And I think that's a major thing right now. But anyhow, I put a good 5 weeks of hunting in, hard hunting, you know, and then you're getting up at 3 a.m., going to work at 4, you're working all day, you're coming home from work, you're trying to sit in a stand till dark, you're half asleep, falling asleep, you go home, you eat dinner, you go to bed, get up, do it all over again, and I was getting really wore down. And so, you know, I was kind of downtrodden, ready to quit, and a couple guys were like, nah, don't quit, because I was just going to pack it up and say, you know what, heck with this, I'm going to wait till rifle season, go after them with the gun. More people will be in the woods, they'll be moving stuff around. I mean, I was going out and I was getting blanked. I mean, for a full week at a time, I was getting blanked, not seeing a deer. Or if I did, it would be like one little doe or maybe a little scrub buck. Now, like, you know, the destination plots that I plant on camera all the time and bring you folks on film, I could go to those spots and see, you know, lots of deer every night, but there was no shooters in the bunch, and I had the same 5 little dinky bucks coming into the plot every night with a couple does, and I did shoot a big doe at that destination plot the first week, and then here at my home property I shot another doe, and I do have a doe tag left. But anyhow, let's get back to the story. I just was so ready to quit, and I didn't want to pack it up, so I thought, you know what, the deer this year have been seen all around the roads, in people's yards, in the fields, just eating grass, because there isn't anything in the woods. The browse is gone. They're going to have a rough winter this year. So as I was leaving for work every morning, I was seeing a couple of bucks, pretty consistent, and chasing does around the yards and stuff in the neighborhood here. You have to know where I live. Where I live at, it's a tourist trap. It's very quiet during the week and very calm. The deer like to filter into the areas around these camps and homes and things. But weekends are crazy. There's people everywhere, side by sides, four-wheelers, motorcycles, campfires, people in the yard screaming and playing. It's a nightmare. But during the week, it's kind of nice. So I just decided I was going to hunt the suburban bucks in the area. I had at least two that I knew of, and I had a third one on camera that I haven't seen yet, but he was a good one. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And the backstory to all this is, I think the buck that I shot, that I call the backyard bully, and I had one I was calling the neighborhood 8, everybody was seeing. And I was actually after the neighborhood 8. He wasn't real wide, but he was real tall. And I ended up not seeing him. And I think reason why is, I think backyard bully, the buck that I shot, he's a 10 point. I think he and the 8 got in a fight and he pushed the 8 off. And because the 8 disappeared, and the 10 that I shot was the one that was really beating up the local deer and chasing all the does around. And as the story goes, you know, I would come in from hunting a lot of nights, and the bully was in the yard chasing does around, because I have stuff planted behind camp, and right out this window here behind me in camp there's a ½ acre, and a lot of does like to congregate there at night, coming through the neighbor's yard, coming to the backyard plot that I have a feed plot planted there. I don't hunt it, but there's feed there for them, clover. And yeah, he was there every night chasing them around, beating up the little guys, pushing everything away. And so I concentrated on him, and Wednesday night I was down in my stand, and I'm assuming it was him. I'm pretty sure it was him, almost 99%. Some does came under me, came up to the feed plot up here around camp, and because I was hunting a kill plot down below my place. This all happened on my own acreage, and those two does came up, was feeding around, and I was cleaning up, getting ready to get down. And I have a mock scrape built down there on the edge of the kill plot. And I heard these deer coming running back down over the hill towards me. And here it was the two does that went under me earlier. Backyard bully, which I'm 99% sure it was him, come pushing them and bumping them down over the hill, and he was grunting and growling at them, and he had them all over the kill plot, all over in front of me. But they came down just enough dark that I couldn't count the points. I couldn't tell who he was exactly. But like I said, I'm 99% sure it was him, but I was just trying to be safe. Just in case there was that 1% it wasn't him, and it was a smaller deer, and I might not have been happy with him, or might not have been legal or something. But I eared on caution. I watched, just sat back and watched, because it was pretty dark. And he just thrashed my mock scrape. There's a sapling down there, and he just put a rub into it with his antlers and had that little tree all over, you know, swinging and swaying. And he had his head all up in there, and I use a smoky deer lure on my trees. And he was up in there. His face and his forehead was all in there. He was biting the branches, and he urinated in it, and he was all stretched out, and it had his antlers up in there. And I thought, you know what, I could shoot this dude, but there's that 1%. And I thought, you know what, heck with it. I'm going to be safe and just watch the show. And those deer stayed under me for 45 minutes. They kept me up in the tree, and I couldn't get down. I didn't want to spook them, because I wanted a crack at this guy. And he ain't the biggest buck in the bunch. And like I said, he's nothing compared to these earlier pictures that I showed you on trail cameras. You know, where I got all those pictures, they're a target-rich environment, but they disappeared with no acorns. and they're much bigger bucks. But you know what? Anytime you can shoot something on your own acreage, you build it, and they play by the script and it works out, man, I was happy. I was happy. So anyhow, the next night comes. Next night comes along, and that same mama and fawn came right underneath me through the plot. I usually don't hunt the same stand 2 nights in a row, but like I said, I'm in a suburban area here with the kill plot, and I kind of figured it was going to happen, and it did. And they came under me again the next night, and you know, nothing was behind them, and I thought, wow, this is odd. But I sat there a little while, and well, it ends up around 5 p.m. or so, I heard something coming, and I had a half rack come in on me earlier before those doe showed up. But anyhow, I heard something coming about 5. I turned around and I seen antlers, and I mainly seen points. I seen lots of points. And I thought, well, this is legal. No matter what it is, it looks pretty good. Well, then I realized he got close to me. It was backyard bully, and I thought, wow, I want this dude. And so for whatever reason, this is the dumb part, I had my tactacam remote around my neck, had a tactacam on my stabilizer, and I had one attached to the stand facing exactly where I shot the deer. And for whatever reason, I got in a hurry and I didn't press the remote button. And the remote was hanging on my chest. And I had enough wherewithal and sense to tuck it into my jacket so it didn't get caught in the string when I shot. But I didn't hit the button. I don't know what the heck. That was dumb. But I had enough thought to hit the button on the tactacam on my stabilizer, and we'll show you that shot.
There. He's done. He's done right there.
In my kill plot at my home property. You don't need a lot of property to get something down on the ground. So there's your backstory behind my 2022 buck. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the pictures. And I hope you enjoyed enough to subscribe. A lot of people are watching these videos. They click through them, which I'm sure somebody probably clicked through this one because it's kind of long. But hopefully they get to the end and they subscribe. Like the video, leave a comment below what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. We still have a bear tag and a doe tag for rifle. Catch you later. Right here in this portion, guys, I want to add in a few shout-outs. Some of the companies that I dealt with that I really appreciate. First off, I've got a friend of mine that owns a archery shop there called Blue Jacket Archery. That's Albert Moore over in the Cool Spring area. Albert set me up with the Bear Status Echo bow there, and had it all tuned up ready for me, and that thing shoots spectacular. The other companies I'd like to give a little shout out to is these mounts that I use for all these trail camera pictures. You notice they're high and they're down. That's Spy High Mounting Company, okay? You want to check them out. SpyHighMounts.com. They have it's a full package that they offer for mounting your cameras up high and getting them out of the way of people stealing them and animals destroying them, and also used for surveillance. Check them out. I'd like to thank Domain Seed Company, Domain Outdoors, LLC. They supply me with the seed that I use in my plots, and as you can see, that works very well, judging by all my other videos and content that I create there. And also tactacam cameras. Tactacam has changed the way that I do a lot of filming in the field. It's made it a lot easier on myself, less stressful. If you remember to hit the button, sometimes I do not. But yeah, look them up. You will like their inventory of cameras and what they have to offer, and it does make your ability to hunt and film a lot easier than all the bulky camera arms and things. So I wanted to thank those companies and appreciate them, and happy hunting, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you.